Better. All right, fantastic. So thanks. My name is Steve Loby. I'm kind of hosting most of the meeting. I'm also speaking later. But we have an unexpected pleasure. Michael Braswell does a survey of what's going on in Atlanta for a monthly meeting that he holds, and it has impressed some of us at GREIA, and so we asked if he'd be kind enough to do that tonight. And it's a 10 to 15 minute presentation, and that's not on the agenda, so I'm going to try and see
deals. And we also now do unsecured funding, so we can do 100% financing for your projects. My wife is in the back, and so at the end of this presentation, if you'd like some additional information, when we get to the BA section, she'll give that to you. But this is something that I started doing at a monthly networking event I have called Catalyst. It's the second Tuesday of every month at the Maggiano's in Buckhead from 11:30 to 1:30. And Laura had asked me to do this presentation tonight. She came last Tuesday and she really liked the information that I shared. And so I want to share it all with you, because if you're going to be successful in real estate, it's important to know what's going on in the city, right? I mean, as you ride around, you may see what's going on, but you really don't know what it is, what it's about, what's going to be there. And real estate is always about looking at what's down the street and around the corner. As Kurt says, and I use this everywhere I go, you want to invest in the path of progress, right? Isn't that right, Kurt? And that's what Kurt has done up in Rossville, Georgia, and Kurt, is playing Monopoly up there. And so we all want to be like Kurt and play Monopoly in real estate, okay? And so this is just a little slide here of Forbes Top 20. Atlanta is in Forbes Top 20 real estate market for rentals. So this slide here only talks about the rental market. So the average home price just on $127,000. As you see, 19% below the national average. The average rent's $11.50. Here, you can get high values on your rental, high rental income, I should say. But the property values are still low, so that you can make a nice cash flow. It's projected over the next 5 years, as far as the equity in the properties is going to grow by nearly 54%. So what that means is, if I have a $100,000 property right now, in 5 years' time, the value of that property is going to go $50,000 to $55,000. I'd say a pretty nice bump, right, in real estate values. And certainly, that's how you build wealth in real estate, through appreciation of the property and the rental income that you're generating. Atlanta's population growth is 9%. As you can see, 106% faster than the national average. So, every time I drive down Peachtree right there by the Shepherd Center, I look at the population, and it seems like it's growing, it seems like 1,000 every week. It's like people are just coming here in droves to Atlanta for opportunity. I think it's because it has truly 4 seasons. There's not really any crazy weather here, right? We don't have any earthquakes, occasional tornado. And we're not like Hawaii. We don't have any volcanoes erupting in our backyard. So, right? I mean, that's pretty crazy. I used to live in Hawaii, so it's like, wow, it's interesting to see what's really going on over there. But here, the average household income, $60,000. Unemployment rate is relatively low at 5%. So bottom line is, you want to own rentals in the Atlanta market before they are too expensive to own. Home price, $234,000. 1-year home price growth, 8%, 2-year job growth, 5.1%. So bottom line is, homes in Atlanta are undervalued by 7% compared to the historic ratio of price and local income. So it's still a great market. This is the, what we call the Pittsburgh Mixed Use Project. So this right here is a project that broke ground on March 10th. It's a 31-acre site at the corner of University Avenue and Metropolitan. How many are familiar with Pittsburgh by show of hands? I mean, it's, historically for the last, 10, 15, 20 years, been in a really bad area. But it's on the rise. I do financing over there. People are doing fix and flips in Pittsburgh, believe it or not, and they're doing rentals. So definitely a good area to get in on. It's at the southernmost end of the Atlanta Beltline. So if you're familiar with the Beltline, anything that you buy in and around the Beltline has skyrocketed in value, and for the foreseeable future, it's expected to continue to do so. So you definitely want to invest over here in Pittsburgh. There's a $26 million first phase development going on. If you can go over there now, they've kind of already broken ground. The project is going to be a mix of commercial, recreational. It's going to create living wage jobs, and it's really going to be what they call a positive catalyst for the area. So that's just the first phase, $26 million. I think overall they're expected to invest I believe, $50 to $60 million over there in the Pittsburgh area. That's going to bring shopping, that's going to bring grocery stores, and all the different things that that neighborhood sorely needs. So if you don't know where Pittsburgh is, definitely look it up on the map, and you need to just ride around and get familiar with that area because it's going to be changing soon. Facebook, a company called Cyrus One and Amazon. Facebook, we're in their top 20 for national search for them to put their major hub. So I think it says a lot for Atlanta to be in the top 20 because, they put out a RFP to, hundreds of cities around the country. Then we have this company called Cyrus One. If you go to the next slide. Cyrus One is going to enter the Atlanta data center market with a $200 million project located in Douglas County on 44 acres. Who lives in Douglas County? Nobody? Okay, yeah, Douglas County is getting ready to change. They have several high-profile developments that are coming to Douglas County. So a lot of good stuff going on out there by the theme park. Go back real quick. There's one. But yeah, not too far from there, over in that area. And Facebook, I did not know this. They're going to invest up to $42 billion over the next 20 years. They're going to be building a server farm out there in Newton County. It's going to be 1,620 acres, master plan development. So, anybody in here live in Newton County?
Reynolds out there.
Yeah, Reynolds? Okay. Yeah, so get ready because when Facebook's, is investing in your backyard, that's just going to cause the value of real estate to shoot up. High income paying jobs are coming to that area. So you definitely want to get familiar with this project. This here is kind of cut off. It's called Madison Yards. You can go to the next slide. I know a lot of these projects have yards on the end. I'm not really sure what that's about, but it seems to be a new phenomenon with yards. And this project is going on right now. I was actually over there a few days ago. It extends from Memorial Drive to Interstate 20 along Bill Kennedy Way. The project is expected to bring a slice of suburbia to the neighborhood. It's a long planned development, 550 residences, 80,000 square feet of loft office space, 160,000 square feet of retail, and plenty of parking. How many of you have rode by there recently wondering what's going on that corner right there? Yeah, Dwayne, and you saw that? That's what that is. That's Madison Yards. And if you look up and down Memorial Drive, there are a lot of developments going on there. A lot of commercial, a lot of high-rise apartments. And so, that area has really changed over the last 5 years. West Side Park at Bellwood Quarry. I'm really excited about this. This is once they execute on this, I think it's going to be really nice. And I'm going to talk about where it's going to be located. It's a 351-acre park with a 45-acre lake. It's nearly twice the size of Piedmont Park. It's located between Johnson Road and Donnelly Hollowell Parkway, and between the neighborhoods of Bankhead and West Midtown, and immediately to the northeast of Grove Park. How many real estate investors here are familiar with Grove Park? I get a lot of Grove Park deals coming across my desk. That's 30318. That's another good area to invest in because this park is coming there. And then there's another project that I'm going to talk about that's going to be coming to that area as well. So, in 5 years, you're not even going to recognize that area. It's phenomenal what they're doing over there. So, and the first phase of this project is expected to be completed by the end of next year at a cost of $26.5 million. So the project that I was talking about that coincides with that Bellwood Quarry is Quarry Yards. There we go with that yards again. As you see from this picture, it's going to be a beautiful space that they're going to be building over there. It's slated to rise on 70 acres next to the Bankhead MARTA station. The first phase alone is expected to cost them $400 million. So they're going to be putting, I think at the end of it, probably close to $1 billion over in that area. So real estate investors, I can't stress enough, you need to find out where these areas are, learn these zip codes, learn these neighborhoods, and ride around driving for dollars, looking for vacant boarded up houses, contacting the owners, and getting those properties under contract, because once the residents over there really catch on to what's going on, it's going to be hard for you to find a dilapidated house for under $150,000 in the next year or two. So you definitely want to get in over there right now. I know you can still get deals over in this area, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. So you definitely want to look at that area before everything is bought up and you can't get in over there. There's going to be 27 acres. You see over 500,000 square feet of Class A office space, 850 residential units, a 300 key hotel, 75,000 square feet of retail and restaurants. So, you know, the way I see it is going to be like an Atlantic Station over there. I mean, that's kind of how, you know, I see this project. It's on that scale of an Atlantic Station. And so Pollock Shores is the partner on the residential portion of this. Construction is slated to begin at the end of this year. So you're going to start to see land being moved and them putting in roads and different things to accommodate this massive project that's going on. Please turn from the left. Star Metals project. Anybody heard of this project? No. So this is a really good presentation that I'm doing then, because most of you have not heard of what's going on in the slide. And that's the point, right? Is to bring the information, actionable information that you need to make sound business decisions on where you need to invest your money. You don't have to sit here and wonder, you know, or follow the crowd, right? I tell people, don't follow the crowd. Like, the crowd is driving up the price of everything. You're not going to find deals where the crowd is going. You got to go the opposite direction, right? You got to be like that Warren Buffett real estate investor, right? Everybody's going right, you go left. The people that go left, they take the most risk, but they make the most money. So don't go in there if you don't have enough money to execute, right? Don't go in there with $1 in the dream. Okay, you're going to lose your dollar. So make sure you go in there and you're prepared, right, financially to get into these projects. You laugh, but it amazes me how many people come to me and they don't have enough money and they're trying to do $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 deals, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'd love to loan you that money, but can you pay it back? So this Star Metals project is being developed by Alan Morris Company. They closed on the 1.7 acre property at the corner of 11th Street and Howell Mill. Like Howell Mill, if you've been over there, needs any more development. It's already crowded over there. I hate going to Howell Mill because it's just a nightmare to get off the exit. It's a nightmare to get on the exit. But they're putting even more stuff over there. So if you live over there, I feel bad for you. So they're converting a scrapyard to a 14-story tower called Star Metals Offices. That's that pretty picture that they came up with in the last slide. Class A office tower is expected to open in 2020. 185,000 square feet of office space for workers, a nice glassy rooftop restaurant, and a bar that promises panoramic views of downtown to Buckhead. 30,000 square feet of high ceiling retail. The other major piece is a 409-unit residential building right across the street, which will border the Atlanta Blues Institution Northside Tavern. So they're cramming a lot of stuff on 1.7 acres. I don't know. I just don't know how you're going to do all of that on 1.7 acres, but you know, we shall see over the next few years as they build it. So, yeah, traffic is going to be a nightmare over there, but hopefully, you know, they figure it out. Here's another project on Howell Mill. This is on the corner of Howell Mill and 14th Street. So one project, 11th Street, you go up 3 more blocks, and now you have, you know, this huge development at the corner. So, you know, Howell Mill, you know, a lot going on over there. And I think because it's just so close to the city, right? It's right there, like, you know, close to Atlantic Station. It's real close to the city. The whole live, work, play that's been going on for the last 10 years. So that's what you see, you know, in this picture, right? You got people living above it. You got stores, and then it's just a nice mixed use of a lot of different things. And so, I mean, that's the wave of the future now. This whole mixed use living in the city, because we're running out of real estate, right? Everybody is building up, and they're making it multifunctional so that, you know, you can come out of your house and you can go shopping, go down the street, get your retail, therapy, you know, go down another block, walk your dog at the dog park, right? Come back. It's like everything is right there. And so that's the way real estate is going now, where everything is right on site with what you need. And that development is called the Interlock at Howell Mill, located at the corner of Howell Mill and 14th again. It's a $140 million complex that will cram, literally cram 200,000 square feet of office space, 90,000 of retail, and 300 apartment units into a small little space. And then S.J. Collins is going to build 70 single-family homes and a 125-room hotel. I just don't know how they're going to do all this stuff in such a short space, but I mean, they're developers. This is what they do, right? And that's the next level of real estate, right? You go from investing to developing. That's what I want to do. I want to be a developer. I want to build stuff that's going to last past my lifetime. I mean, owning, buying homes and fixing and flipping is fine, but take that money and invest it in actually developing projects. The developers are the ones that make the most money. And who's heard of Aerotropolis Atlanta? No? Some people? Okay. So yeah, this has been something that's been in the works for a while. And it's going to take a while to fully develop because it encompasses, 6 different areas of town in and around Hartsville, Jackson. So, they've already built some of these things over there. They built one of them. They built a nice hotel right there by the convention center that's over there in College Park. If you go to the next slide, kind of break down what these things are. So on that top left, it's called Airport City. It's a 4-star hotel, Class A office space, travel plaza. Then you have the Pad on Harvard, 109-unit apartment, 50,000 square feet of retail. Then you have Fort McPherson, where Tyler Perry built his studios. There's going to be office, commercial, and residential over there. So Oakland City is hot right now. A lot of investors are fixing and flipping in Oakland City, right there by Fort McPherson. So that's a great area right now. You might be kind of scared to ride through there at night, so I advise you to go there between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Okay, because all of you look like you don't live over there, right? So you just want to ride, and you want to keep going. Don't get out your car. Just look like this out the window. Put the head up, write down the address real quick, and keep going. Okay? No, I'm just joking. There's a lot going on over there. So you see people walking their dogs, running. The neighborhood has really changed a lot over the last few years. But that's how it used to be a few years ago. But now, it's not like that. I just kind of wanted to scare you out, hoping that you wouldn't go to those areas so I can buy up everything, and then I can talk about it afterwards. But no, I can't buy up everything. So, we need everybody's help in this room to get Atlanta where it needs to be. With all the development that is going on here in Atlanta, in my opinion, Atlanta is still underdeveloped. And I think that's largely because MARTA doesn't go a lot of places, right? MARTA just doesn't really take you where it needs to go. And so hopefully our city leaders really work on that to address all the traffic nightmare that we deal with and to really connect MARTA to more places where people actually live. Enough on that. We got Fort Gillum. Kroger has developed 1 million square feet of regional distribution space over there at Fort Gillum. They have an additional 7 million over there that can be used. We have the Gateway Center, which is up right now. There's Class A office space and 3 hotels over there. And then there's going to be a hotel developed by Porsche called the Porsche Solis Hotel. And that's going to be over there, obviously, by the Porsche's facility in Hapeville. So this is more of a long-term project. It's going to take a lot longer to really see it to fruition. But if you want to be in East Point, Hapeville, the northern part of Clayton County, you want to invest in those areas because that's where the progress is coming. There are parts of Hapeville that are already hot. A lot of fixing and flipping going on. People selling their places for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in Hapeville, right? Exactly. You see like Hapeville, you're like, oh, $500,000. That tells you what's been going on over there for the last couple of years. So you really just got to get out as an investor. It's great to come to meetings, but you really just got to get in your car and you got to ride around and really look and see what's going on. I think that's pretty much it. Yep, and that's it. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to kind of give you enough to kind of wet the whistle a little bit. And if any of you would like this presentation, please see me in the back, and I can certainly email it to you so that you have something to refer to.
When's your meeting again?
It's the second Tuesday of every month. It's called Catalyst. It's at the Maggiano's in Buckhead from 11:30 to 1:30. We provide you with a lunch buffet. The cost to attend is $20.18 for 2018. So who in here has come to the meeting by a show of hands? There's Laura, I should say. She's the president of GREIA. Laura, what's your feedback on the Catalyst meeting?
I've been to 2, and I've been very impressed with both of them. And I went in knowing that it was going to be exceptional from other people who have been. So it's a great way to spend a Tuesday afternoon meeting people who are doing important stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Because if I would have said that, it would have been a shameless plug. So, thank you.
Mike, I got a contract on one of those pieces of property that's going to be developed. Who do I go to finance it?
You come to Braswell Capital.
Who's that?
That would be me.
Oh, no. Great.
Yes. See you soon.
Just a quick one. I'm the benefits committee chair these days. My title has changed, but what I do actually hasn't. Sitting on your chair is these blue flyers. I personally use Legal Shield for my legal services. It's kind of a pay-as-you-go instead of one big lump sum when you lose the case. Georgia GREIA has a deep discount for Legal Shield services. If you fill out this, both sides, we're going to collect them in about 20 minutes when I have my benefits director talk. And we're going to have a drawing of a Home Depot gift card and something else. Two drawing, it's nice stuff. So I'm just saying, there's a reason why you should fill out both sides. We'll collect in about 20 minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Kurt. Mike talked about people running. That's generally a good thing unless somebody's chasing them. So take note of that. All right, are we back on up here? Yes, no? Are we back on to our normal slides? These things are always pretty loosey-goosey, you understand, right? So I appreciate what Michael talked about. I talk about this stuff with my son because he's a consultant on a lot of these things, but I just can't get him to seem to come to a group and share it with all of us. So here we go. We're up and running. So first of all, I hope all you mothers out there had a great Mother's Day. All right, this is basically what's going on tonight. The impromptu thing by Mike. So welcome. I think Mike already did his cutting in and out too, right? Mike already kind of welcomed y'all, but welcome to Georgia GREIA. How many new people do we have? First timers? Wow, that is amazing. You can tell the real estate market is hot. Fortunately, it's getting hotter, so hang in there, right? I think you'll find at Georgia GREIA, calendar was out there on the table. There's like 17 monthly meetings that you can go to, included in your $99 renewal fee or $150 original fee. Tremendous wealth of information. The culture at Georgia GREIA is kind of give back, kind of share, as opposed to we're all competing with each other. I can't really explain that, but it just makes a world of difference, okay? So we're going to do upcoming events. I think Rick is supposed to do that. Is Rick here? If Rick is not here, I will do the upcoming events. We do have a success story from Mr. Jamie that we'll get to. Kurt's going to do the benefits overview. We're going to do marketing haves and wants, which we always do. A little background on that. You can show up to 2 properties. I think it's 2 minutes apiece if you have a property. You have to either own it or have it completely under control, and you have to be a Georgia GREIA member to do that. Okay? We'll let the business associates introduce themselves, and then we got a great keynote speaker talking about mastering passive income, unashamedly promoting the course. Okay? Here we go. So upcoming events. In absence of Mr. Rick, I guess I'll just go ahead. So the 90-day passive income coaching program starts June 23rd. It's a full day, Saturday, June 23rd, basically on stocks. We'll talk about that later tonight. Full day on Sunday, June 24th on real estate investing and how those two can tie together to make you passive income. And then we're not going to be able to squeak everything in into 14 or 15 hours, so we're going to have 2 follow-up evenings and possibly a follow-up meeting or 2 after that. And then personal coaching. If you put in the effort to work on your spreadsheet and to put together your stock portfolio and so forth, I will find the time to sit with you and go over it with you and give you some comments on it. I am a certified financial planner by training. I've never worked at it. It's my disclaimer. I did that strictly so I could walk away from my day job 16 years ago. And what I learned in the financial planning program about that was worthless. So I had to develop everything myself. Bird Dogging Basics is coming up. That's Alan Wiltshire, right? Yep. And that's coming up on May 26th, $49 to learn about bird dogging, which is, of course, is one of the first steps to getting into real estate. Finding a property for someone else and having them basically pay your fee. Kurt is going to do How to Find and Buy Good Rentals, June 2nd. Again, that's a Saturday for $79. Georgia REIA General Meeting coming up June 11th. Novice and Intermediate Strategic Plan from What's Happening in Metro Atlanta to Asset Utilization. Wow. Not sure what all that means, but I'm impressed. We just heard a good overview of what's happening in Metro Atlanta. That's certainly a step in the right direction. Yellow Letter Marketing Program, starting June 16th. That again is a 90-day coaching program. $549. By the way, the passive income is $497. And if you register between now and the end of May, you get $50 off that. 17 subgroups a month, already talked about that. General meeting is always the second Monday of every month. It's virtually always here. Anything else I'm missing? Do we want to talk about the 17 monthly meetings? Are there any group leaders here that want to talk a little bit about their group? Darlene, go for it. Okay, so that's bird dogging basics. Again, we talked about that. Alan Wilshire, May 26th. A whole $49. Is it going to be a half day, probably? 3 hours? Alan's not here.
His daughter graduated from Emory this morning, and he got caught up in traffic and couldn't be here.
Okay.
Has anyone taken the bird dog? You did it once before. Anyone take it?
Yeah, I recommend it.
Jamie did? Great. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. It's a half day, is that right?
I think
Yes.
so, yes.
Yeah, it was just a few hours, yeah, not
Right.
that long. Yeah.
Right. Sounds good. Went the wrong way. Matching passive income, that's my course. We're going to be talking about that for most of the evening, so we can skip that for now. Buy and Hold Boot Camp. We'd like to thank all the instructors, volunteers, and sponsors who made the Buy and Hold Boot Camp a success. We just had that a couple, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. It was only our second Buy and Hold Boot Camp. The one we traditionally do is flipping oriented, where you get on the bus and go see properties. And many, many of us believe in buy and holding. So this is something new to us. This is the second time we put together and did a buy and hold boot camp. Kurt teaches at it quite a bit. I teach a couple of hours there. We've had a finance guy come in, a Section 8 person come in, lots of good speakers. Pam spoke on tenant screening. It's a good course. I just looked at the review sheets briefly. I can tell you this, everyone said it exceeded their expectations, and everyone said they would highly recommend it.
Who went to the buy and hold?
Yes, there you go. Who went?
Yeah.
Everybody, that was a great course. I mean, phenomenal. They're drinking out of the fire hose.
We do want to look over all the little comments on the back and see if we can improve it, see what kind of great quotes we have, that kind of thing. But yeah, it went over very, very well. Thank you for that. Anyone else want to say a word about it? No? Okay.
Will there be another one later in the year?
Twice a year.
Twice a year. Is that our first one this year, or was that our second?
At first.
That was the first, okay.
It'll be fallish.
So we'll probably do one in the fall. Great. Okay, it makes sense to us, because I mean, again, we tend to be deal maker oriented, and all those people by definition are full-time real estate investors, and we like mailbox money. We like to see Kurt with a drink in his hand and his slippers going down to his mailbox once a month. It's a great sight. All right, volunteers. We do, as you know, Georgia REIA is primarily a volunteer organization. We have one full-time employee. All the rest of us basically volunteer. One part-time employee maybe as well, but one full-time employee. I was right. Okay. And we are always looking for volunteers. Whatever your skill set is, we can probably find a niche for it. Whether it's IT technology, whether it's marketing, whether it's organizational skills in the office. What else do we need? Accounting type people, education committee, trying to put together all these meetings and seminars. Lots of good positions. We'd love to have you entertain being a volunteer for Georgia REIA. Meet our volunteer coordinator, Jasmine. Where are you? Okay. So there's a person to see if you want to volunteer, either Laura or Jasmine or Karen Yap. Anybody can, I'm sure, accommodate you. Success story. Kurt's going to take that over.
REIA is primarily a networking organization, secondly an education organization. So if you want to do what the guy who just raised his hand is doing, you need to get, talk with him, take him out to lunch. So once at our main meeting, we have a success story of some business or some deal that someone did And Jamie's going to explain what was.
Good to go. All right. Well, thank you, Kurt. Just real quick, I joined Georgia GREIA July of 2017. I made an offer on 2 duplexes in Douglas County in December of 2017. I was very close to closing. I honestly feel that if I did not put myself out there and make that offer to those duplexes in Douglas County, call me crazy, but just the law of the universe said, I'm going to reward this guy with this opportunity. So I'm sitting in a meeting in my corporate job. I get an email from these people that said, hey, we're ready to buy. So 581 Teague Drive. I live in Kennesaw, and my goal was to, so in Georgia GREIA, you will hear stories of people, Section 8s, people that may have made all their portfolio, or Rossville, or people have a portfolio anywhere from 3 to 5 miles from their house. I said, I like that, because then I can ride to the house and then drive to it, just do rehab work or whatever. I feel like I'm a capable kind of guy. So anyway, found this house, and these books right here, so this is contract law, property law, agency and partnership, and torts. That was from the squatter that I had to evict. That's not true. So this stuff I cannot make up. So what I'm telling you is factual. I have all the documentation to back it up. Trust me. All right. So I will not get in all the details of that, but just trust that there was a squatter in there. I bought the house on February 22nd. So the how 5 Ys. The how is it? So there's ivy, there's trees, lots of trees. The house has not been lived in since August of 2015. I closed February of 2018. That's the back deck. That's the garage. That's the living room. I don't mind doing clean out stuff. I used to be a trash man for Post, or maintenance guy for Post Properties back in the 80s. So roll up your sleeves, throw on mask up and get at it, man. So anyway, so my wife and I and a couple of buddies that we went there and cleaned it out. The house is it's a single family home, 3-2. The school districts are elementary, middle, and high school are 8, 9, and 10 respectively in the area. The FMLS I'll get to the numbers. The how I talked about drive through, got out, talked to the neighbors. So one thing that you'll learn in bird dogging is get out. You got to get out of the vehicle. Unless you're in that neighborhood. So I'm a guy that one thing that I kind of believe in Steve's philosophy of, hey man, I just want to buy kind of nice neighborhoods and or a blue collar. It's a quasi between Kurt and Steve. I want blue collar. I want pick 'em up trucks. I want people who grill, because my philosophy, people who grill are family people, and family people or people who grill also have other people that come over, and that means that they're involved and they have friends and they're social. So again, just my philosophy. So grilling people are good people in the neighborhood. It's amazing how many pickup trucks and Harley Davidsons drive down the street and thinking, all right, cool, just come rent this place, please. So I talked about here a while. All right, bam, next. So I cleaned it out. I cut down all the trees. That was probably I hope it's my biggest expense. That was $9,000. But it had to be done. So if you remember the other picture, so now there's sun hitting the house. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I have to repaint. I have to do a new roof. I have to do this. I have to do that. The sun hit it, and I'm thinking, I have a gym. It's amazing, a little sunlight, a little vitamin D, what that does to ourselves as humans as well as to a house. That was the garage. That was all all the trash and stuff. Up here, you'll see that there was stuff cut out because there was mold. Mold's mold, so you get it cut out and you dry it out. I paid someone to do that, that maybe I shouldn't have been in there as much as I was, but I was, hopefully it's not long-term effects. And then so I have to, So the numbers, the old B quadruple R, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. All right, so my purchase price, I bought it for $67,000. I know that this number shows $70,410, but so I had to pay basically $3,400 to the jump from 67 to 70 is all of my cost, so that I can actually open the front door with a full writ of possession. So when it comes to a squatter, just a quick digression is that if my 2 cents is if you have a house that's vacant, check the mailbox. I'm not saying look in and open anything, but see if the name on that mailbox is different than the owner. Because what that means is that someone may be receiving their mail, therefore technically in possession of the house. So if they are, then they may possess it, and they may have read those 4 books that I showed you at the beginning, right? Yeah, so then you have to follow through with the eviction process, and if I would have let that person stay for the next 2 years, they could have had the full 7 years of adversary possession and then possibly taken over the house. So that they were in there, they had possession for the past 5 years. These folks, I won't get into the details, but they were no joke, man. I mean, they knew their stuff, and I had to do the mental backup, when I approached them, I went in there kind of like, get out of my house, and they, started talking legal stuff, so I had to do the Michael Jackson, moonwalk. So anyway, so 70,000 in, and then we'll call it 60,000 rehab. So I'm in at, call it 130, all in. FMLS is showing, like if you looked up the neighbor's showing $1.88, but for the ease of this, I'm showing, $1.75 for FMLS. My refinance amount, Steve will talk about this, which I do have a question, which is, how much do I refinance? Do I leverage it to the hilt, or do I not? And then, so my PITI, PITI 1058 for my cost, and I'm assuming a 6% interest. Hopefully, I'll get lower. The rent in the area, there was one house that went for rent, probably 4 doors up the road, that went for $1,450. So I'm hoping I can get $1,450. I mean, same. And then it using the assumption of a 33% net operating expenses yields. So net operating income of about 11,600, 11,700 per year, 11,600, 700. I guess the bottom line is a cap rate of 8.2%, but then I walk out my cash out, my post refi is at 83,000. So I'm pulling money out. It kind of helps offset some of the money that I lost in that in the duplexes that I put money in. But again, I think the law of the universe just rewards people. If you step out there and show that your willingness to be vulnerable and go for it, then things good things will happen. Call me crazy, I'll teach you on the side. So, but anyway, so that's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Any questions?
We have a new monthly feature, Chillin' and Grillin' with Jamie. Will be every month from now. All right, Kurt, you want to do member benefits? Quick question.
Any advice on, to this point about refinancing and what's the right number in terms of cash?
Yeah, get as much as you can out when the money's this cheap. As much as you can for as long as you can.
Right, in today's market, when you're beginning your portfolio, it's a different story when you've got a bunch of houses like I do. You might want to leave the equity there, but when you're starting to build, you want to buy the next house. So he's going to refi, at least I would recommend it, refi the max, take that money for the down payment for the next house. And then you refi again for the next house. And so your money, plus you have a day job, living below your means. So in the meantime, you've reduced your expenses. That extra cash flow from your day job goes into a kitty for the down payment. You refi out from this rehab here, and so you just keep on parlaying. It might be 5, 6, 8 houses before you run out of money. Then you're into the house a year plan, house every 2 years plan. Most folks here, if you really tune your finances, can do a house every year or every few years. Some of you can do a couple houses a year. So I know you can do it. And this is the place we teach how to buy rentals, we teach you how to flip houses, we teach you how to bird dog. So member benefits, with your Georgia REIA membership, you get a 2% cash back on your Home Depot purchases, 20% on all your paint purchases at the cash register. The 2% is a rebate, paid every 6 months. You got to spend $5,000 in 6 months in order to get that 2% though. So you really actually have to be rehabbing houses. But the 20% on the paint is at the cash register. So if you paint your house, your own personal house, 2 gallons of paint, you can get 20% with your membership. And right. So I'm the guy who sends you the email that you set yourself up. So if you're not set up, you need to get my business card and then email me, and then I'll help you get set up. We have, not shown here, 20% discount on Office Depot, and what's the other one who's a sister? Office Depot, Staples, off paper and printer's ink. Who likes buying printer's ink?
Nobody.
Well, at least 20% off, it feels a little better. It's just a card, I send you a PDF, you print it, you show it at the cash register, I do it, it works. And I feel less bad buying all that damn printer ink. So, we have some other benefits, like the discount on Legal Shield. So I'll hand these out, or fill these out. I'm going to come around after I finish here and start picking these up because we're going to have a raffle afterwards. So I'm the guy who's get you set up in the Google groups, which I think are one of the best benefits Georgia REIA has, because in 20 minutes or a couple hours, you can get a contractor referral. Who's gotten a contractor referral off the Dealmakers Google group? Well, a few folks. Who's learned something on the Google group? Oh yeah, everyone. There you go. It's a great resource, plus the evening classes, which come with your membership. So see me to get set up in these benefits. So I'm going to hand out business cards to everyone who needs to be set up. What? Okay, there you go.
All right, thanks, Kurt.
I'm collecting blue sheets.
No, we still got to do haves and wants and business associates. All right. Google groups, we just talked about that. We have the Dealmakers Google group, new investors, no site rehabbers, commercial multifamily. There's also a passive income Google group for those who've taken that. We finally got the haves and wants. So I read you the ground rules that you got to either own it or control it. You should be a Georgia REIA member. You have 2 minutes per property, 2 properties max. Does anyone have a deal they want to talk about? Or any other significant have or want? New Western acquisitions, right?
I guess.
Come on up.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about one of our properties we have available right now. We have a rental property in Kennesaw. It's priced at $100,000. It's going to need some rehab. It's going to need about $30,000 to get it back to rental ready. You're going to have equity in the property after that. It's going to have an ARV somewhere around $175, but it can rent about $1,400 to $1,500 a month. So come talk to me, and we'll get you some more info on that property.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Jordan. I've got a little bit something different. I've got a vacant lot. in unincorporated Cobb County, mailing address of Marietta, but it's not in the city limits of Marietta. Little over a half an acre. It's buildable. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I'll be with the Cobb County Commissioners for approval of a variance that they've already said they're going to give us, so it's just formality tomorrow morning. So it's a buildable lot, a little over a half an acre. There used to be a house there, so I know there are utilities there. And if anybody's interested, I'm selling this lot for $20,000. I'll warn you in advance, if you want to go see it, call me and I'll take you there, because the lot is about 100 feet off the main road. And I was there earlier today, and the next door neighbor, whose property I accessed the property, has let their grass grow up to about here. I had a hard time finding it myself, but I had it surveyed recently and had the surveyor put red flags on the four corners so that anybody who wants to can actually identify exactly where the lot is. It'll need to be bush hogged, I'll tell you that in advance. But where can you get a half-acre lot in Cobb County for $20,000? If anybody would like a flyer, I've got one that shows the plat of the property and has my name, my email address, etc. So if you're interested, raise your hand. I'll be glad to give you a copy.
Yes, so I'm Jacqueline again. I'm a licensed realtor. However, I'm not an agent in this transaction. But I have 5 apartments for sale, multifamily, ranging from 10 units to 48 units. Price ranges from $325,000 to $1.7 million. These are not available to the public. However, if you can give me some information, I can give you personalized one-on-one care. My number is 404-997-8317 for more info. Thank you.
I'm back up here in front of you because I am also the BA director. I wear multiple hats here at GREIA because I believe in the cause. So at this time, we're going to have all of our BAs in the back. Please come up and introduce yourself to the group. Do a 60-second plug and then pass the mic. Hello? Okay, stop that. Wow, we got a lot of BAs tonight. So definitely keep it to 60 seconds so this doesn't turn into a 30-minute.
All right, everybody, I'll keep it short. You pretty much know what I do at this point. I'm buy and sell properties. We're closing about 50+ properties every month now. We're specialized in single-family residential, so if you're looking for anything to fix and flip, buy and hold, we're going to have those properties for you. We're all over the metro Atlanta area, including in town Atlanta. So any properties you're looking for, you can come talk to us in the back. We now have 2 offices here in the Atlanta area, looking to open a 3rd soon here. We have one in Buckhead, one in Marietta, and one, hopefully the next one will be down in south of Atlanta. All right.
Here on behalf of Concierge Services with Auction.com. For you guys who are interested in purchasing foreclosure properties, we have information in the back that you can come and get for free in regards to setting up a free account with Auction.com, as well as we would like to invite you guys out to our free lunch and learn on June the 5th at 86 Pryor Street on the 2nd floor at the Post Office Co-work. It's a free seminar classroom setting type environment where we will teach you information about Auction.com, foreclosure auctions, and buying properties through Auction.com. You can also meet us in the back for more free information, as well as we have a raffle. If you have a business card, the gentleman that's standing in the middle of the floor will be able to take your business card to give you something free. So we got free information, free account to set up in the back, and free lunch that's going down on June the 5th. Once again, I'm Kenya with Auction.com, and we'll definitely be in the back to speak with you guys. Don't forget to insert your business card in the little bucket. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Vance Blue with SWBC Mortgage. We are a residential mortgage lender. That means we are conventional financing. 1 to 4 units. I can help you with your buy and holds, fix and flips, qualifying your buyers to make sure they're actually qualified to buy the property you're flipping to them, if you're flipping retail. And We got some great things in renovation loans, but in this hot sellers market, it's a little bit harder to do. So, and we're a brand new business associate as of tonight.
Hey everyone, I'm new as well. My name is Thomas with Lafayette. So we started in 2011 to buy houses. Since then we own 1,800 houses in Florida, Georgia. We started to lend in these two states, also in New York, in New Jersey, from 1 to 4 units. We closed in 2 weeks, we lend up to 1 million. We lend up to 75% of the loan to value, from 9 to 12% interest, and we charge 1.5 points of origination. Come to see me, feel free to ask. If you have any questions, happy to support. Have a nice evening.
Hi guys, I'm Cheryl Neidham with National Tenant Network. We specialize in full-service resident screening. So the most important thing that you can do if you're going to be buy and hold is to get the right resident in there, and that's where we come in. Full service to us means a credit report or a credit product, dispossessory check, employment verification, landlord verification, and criminal history. $45 an applicant, and the best part is your applicant will be paying for it with their application fee. So it really costs you nothing to get all the information you need to find out who wants to live in your property. So if there's anything we can help you with, please let us know. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Pam Storm with Rent Marketplace. I want to say thanks to both Steve and Kurt and a number of you out there who've helped me recently also with my rental portfolio. Personally, been a great help to me. But Rent Marketplace is a one-stop shop for your independent landlord needs. We are experts in tenant screening too, but there's a lot of sand in that sandbox, and Cheryl and I have different specialties. So check us both out. New product that we're rolling out, and also thanks to many pilots in the room, is renter payment processing and reporting those payments to the bureaus. So as you market your property, you can tell your candidates, look, I'm going to report your payments to the bureaus, and it'll help boost your credit, and good payers will be attracted to that, and bad payers will not. So we're really excited about that. I've been doing tenant screening for over 15 years, and it's the culmination of every day of those 15 years to get that done. So love to talk to you. Thanks so much, and back to you.
Yeah, I'm popular tonight. My name again is Michael Braswell with Braswell Capital Solutions, and we are a private hard money broker, which means when you come to us, we get you the best financing for your real estate projects. Whether that's fix and flip, buy and hold, where you can do the BRRRR strategy that the success story and Kurt talked about, we can do that. We do long-term rental loans, 7-1 ARM, 30-year fixed. We lend up to 75%. And we also do commercial real estate for those of you that want to get into the 5+ units space. And lastly, about a month ago, we launched sole source funding, so we can do 100% financing for your real estate projects now. As long as you have a 660 credit score, we can get you 100% of the financing that you need to do your deals. So now you have no excuse. If you have a 660, come and see us, and we're going to get you the money that you need.
Fix and flip?
Fix and flip as well, yeah. Last week we got a gentleman $175,000 in funding. He's going to take that and he's going to go do 5 projects with it. So, I mean, and these are unsecured loans. You can use for whatever reason. And so, you know, if you want to know more about that, please see us. My phone number is 770-854-2194. You can also see my wife, Bree, in the back, who I run the company with, and she can hand you some flyers and cards as well. Thank you.
Thank you all, VAs. Very nice. We have a drawing. Yes?
Okay. Slip this in here.
Get your blue sheets up here, guys.
This in here.
This is for what, $25 something?
I don't know how much it is, but it's either a Home Depot or a Kmart when whoever wins the two get to choose. Lisa, this John.
Sounds good. We're still hitting up the BAs for money. And the winner is?
Steve, could you read that?
Jeff Bowman.
Probably the Eagle Shield's going to get the card by the end of the meeting.
And Katrina Goot. Goot. That's a good.
By the end of the meeting, you two, Charlie will get you cards.
Want me to draw something?
Yes, sir, please.
Mike. Salve, Edgar Benjamin. Specialty pollinist, chemical development.
There you go.
I'm familiar with that. Having been a rubber chemist for 30 years, I'm familiar with that guy. I had a flashback, big time. Wow, what's going on? All right. So we're going to talk, unashamedly going to promote my course, and I understand I have some help from my friends tonight, which is really good. So my course is coming up June 23rd, June 24th, and I was originally going to call it, let me give you a little background.